Welcome along. Friday session, seated class or chair gym, led by myself today, Shane. So you're very welcome along. As always, just make sure a good strong chair, plenty of space, drink of water at the ready, and then I'll bring us into this workout very shortly. So just going to let everyone tune in. Hopefully it's a little bit nicer where you are. Miserable here in Dublin today. Hopefully a bit better wherever you're tuned in from, but most likely not if anywhere in Ireland. So we're through there on Facebook. Perfect. Tracy, John, welcome. Morning, welcome along. Okay, and YouTube stream working perfect. Okay, super stuff. So we tip into 2 o'clock. I, as always, just want to get us moving, keep us warm, keep us active straight away. So let's just begin the session, and we will kind of tune in along the way as well. So we're going to sit nice and tall in the chair first. Just going to break it down today, one side at a time. Just working through the right shoulder first. Lift up and just slowly roll backwards. People know I kind of like to break it down sometimes. Like this, so just giving that little bit of attention to one side at a time. So let's just work through that right side, rolling backwards. If I then change direction and then just guide the shoulder forward in circles, still just working through the right side here. And Sylvia, welcome along. Just slowly guiding that shoulder forward in circles. I'll then just mix it up and move over to the left, just guiding that left shoulder slowly backwards. So again, just looking to switch on, a little bit of movement. Just going to switch on. Imagine this area lit up bright. So this is the one area I'm working just through that shoulder. And then I'll change, just going forward in circles now. Nice movement through the left. Okay, now let's bring the arms folded. Keep the arms folded. I just want to guide them around in a nice big circle. So again, we'll just think a little bit of movement through the shoulders, keeping the arms folded and a nice big circular motion here. Maybe opening up a little bit as you go along. And then change. Marie Ballybrack, how are you? Great to have Wills. Just continuing on. A couple of times. Nice big, just opening up through the shoulders. And down. Okay, perfect. So let's bring the hands up next. Just going to swivel to the left and then over to the right. I'm just going to lightly press from each position. Just opening up. Think a little bit of rotation through the upper body. And just a nice little press or push out from chest. We're relaxing the hands together now. So just from a lower position, just going for that rotation again. Right and left. I'm sitting a little bit forward, so I have a bit of space to work with here. I'm not tight or restricted by the back of the chair. Okay, and from there, I'm just going to sit forward another little bit, bringing my right leg out, and I'm just going to reach towards that foot. I'm not even going to raise the arm up just yet. I'm just going to practice reaching forward a couple of times. And then over to the left leg out, just reaching down towards that foot. Just leaning forward comfortably in that chair. And once more. And return. Let's just take it into a march. Nice and light. Let's just get those legs moving. Next, tapping the heels out. And just switching on through the lower body. Lightly guiding those heels into the floor. Really just looking to get any kind of movement here. Opening it out wide now. Again, lightly guiding those heels into the floor. Opening the position wider. And then return back to march, just keeping it keeping it continuous here, continuing to move. I'm going to next guide my toes into the floor. So just stretch the foot out a little bit here, pointing your toes lightly into the floor in front. Just a nice little stretch, tapping those toes into the floor. And then opening the position out wider. So again, stretching out side to side, guiding my toes into the floor here. And back in. Now what I want to do is just bring my left leg out, so I'm on the heel. I'm going to bring the arm up now, and I'm just going to reach down and back. So just reaching across. I have my spare hand on the leg, just a little bit of support if I need. I'm just going to reach across the body, right hand towards left foot. Just opening out a little bit more with our movements now. And swap, we'll bring that right leg out, I'm on the heel. And again, I'm just going to stretch across. We are just still warming up, so I'm not so worried about ranges and things like that. We're just opening up for now. Just explore the movement, stretching across. And once more. And down, okay? Just to sit forward a little bit, bring the legs out. I want to bring the legs back from the heels to the toes, and we'll just finish out this warming up. So heel pulls back until you're on the toes of your feet. So just pulling, curling the leg back, maybe a little bit of connection through the back of the leg here. And just continue on. And down. Okay, so I'm just going to reset. So our warm-up finished. We'll just kind of continue seamlessly now into our first block of work. Looking there, I have 4 movements. We have 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and we'll try it for 2 rounds of each. So this first one in particular, I want to sit forward a little bit. Important that I have space. I know I say that with a lot of these movements, but in particular for the next 2, you're not rigid, confined by the chair. Nice and tall. I want to bring the arms across chest, like in an X shape. I will pull the arms back in a nice big wide shape. So imagine like a W shape here, and then return back across chest. So pull back nice and wide, return and front, return and front. Think as I pull back, I might get a nice little squeeze between the shoulder blades, opening up that chest. Think of this one as a nice kind of relaxing movement, hopefully. So if we're a little bit tight, spend a lot of time sitting or a little bit hunched, a really nice open position to work with. Nice and wide, return back and front. Again, you might just kind of really nicely connect with the back of the body. And I'll go one more time. And down, okay, just to reset. Now, thinking more directly about the shoulders, I want to bring the arms out and I want to pull back nice and wide. So now imagine as if it were a T shape as I've brought the arms back. So the arms stay roughly in line with the shoulders, they're nice and straight, and they pull back. And now I feel a connection, or a little squeeze between the shoulders, just in the back of the shoulders. They feel switched on. Just pulling back, taking your time. I'm not looking to speed through an action like this. I'm taking my time, pausing for a second or 2 as I pull back. Go once more. And down, okay? Now, we're going to work the legs next. And also I just sat back into the chair, so I have that bit of support. I want to straighten the legs out. One I do quite a bit are leg pulses. I'll always say, keep your legs straight. Keep the feet up off the floor. So as you tire, you might drop. Keep the feet up as much as you can. And I want you to start off lightly kicking the legs up and down. We're going to spend a good 30 seconds with this motion at least. So just keeping the legs straight, as I always say, just a light little pulse up and down. It's not about going crazy fast. Just think as if you were swimming. That action, in the same way you kick the legs. Based on that rain, useful one as well. Okay, keep it going. Another couple of seconds, keeping the legs straight, up, down, up, down. So I might feel a little bit of connection around the hip, maybe feel the legs switched on. And let's switch it up now. Just want to crisscross the legs. Again, just going to keep a little bit of tension, a little bit of challenge. Keeping the feet up. So as you tire, maybe the feet start to drift down, kind of brushing off the floor. Let's work hard and keep the feet up, keeping those legs out. Just crisscross, side to side. Let's go. Another couple of seconds here. And I'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just to finish out and down. Perfect. So same actions again, that kind of leg combination with our upper body. So let's sit forward in the chair, nice and upright. Arms across chest again, like that X shape here. Pull back, nice and wide, nice open position. Reset. Pull back, open nice and wide. See how that chest opens and expands. And again, a nice feeling, a nice connection. Or squeeze between the shoulder blades. So it feels really good around the back here. Again, relax in. Pull back. Let's go another couple of times. This and the next exercise, some of the movements I'll say you work a little bit slower. Some of them I might say you can kind of go a little bit more speed, but just keeping this nice controlled, trying to connect, trying to feel different parts. Let's go another couple of times, maybe 3 more. Lovely open position, and once more. And down. Okay, just take a second, reset. Nice and upright, arms out. Pull back, nice and wide. So from front to side, pull back. Now I think more directly about the back of my shoulders. And it's that nice squeeze, little feeling, connection between the shoulders. So you're kind of working from a different angle. Just pulling back, keeping those arms nice and straight. Front to side, pulling back. Let's go again, another couple of times. Let's try 3 more. And then once more. And back down. Okay. We're going to work and move down the body again to the legs. Again, I just like to give myself a bit of support for this one. Legs out straight, keeping the feet up again. I know you might get a little bit tired and start to drop, but I want to work hard, keep those legs switched on. So let's begin. And go. So I'm just going to time that in with the clock. On a good, as I say, at least 30 seconds through the action here. Probably longer knowing me, to be honest, but let's keep it going. Keep the legs straight, keep the feet up. Nice straight legs, just keeping everything switched on. Keeping the leg active. Maybe a little bit tired around the hip as you go. What maybe starts very easy, gets a little bit tougher as you go along here. Let's keep it going. Legs straight. And then we'll swap it into our next movement, okay? So keep the legs out, keep the feet up, and crisscross, side to side. So again, just want to keep it switched on, engage the legs, around the hip a little bit. Just continuing, crisscross, side to side. And let's keep it going. Much like the last one, just a good block of time, not counting anything here. Just a good 30 plus seconds through the action. So we'll keep it going. Last couple of seconds. And we'll just finish it out. You can see I'm trying to drag it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. I just wanted us to work for a good block of time on those leg ones, just so we get a bit of challenge from it. So that's why I was kind of extending that out as much as I could. Right, take a couple of seconds. Now what? Let's keep it moving, just nice and light. Rock the feet forward and back, and I'll introduce us into our next block of work. So just looking at what I have here, again a nice upper body combination. And then we've a little bit of leg and core work, and we'll just break some of the leg work down right and left. Okay, so this next one is building on one I introduced last week, kind of butterfly movement. And we're going to add a little press in there as well today. So pause. A little bit forward, nice and upright. Arms out. So what I want to do, elbows roughly shoulder height. So I'm not down here. Up a little bit, if that makes sense. I want you to bring the arms across the chest. I want to open out, and then I want to take a little push. Return. So no need to rush. Start slow. Cross chest, open, press. And break it down each time. So I'm getting a nice press. And that open close motion. So you might feel different areas like our shoulders, chest, back. It really just depends on the ranges. But again, let's keep a little bit of control. Not to rush this all into something really quick. Just keep a little control. Any part, maybe if you find the press uncomfortable, just work to that butterfly type motion. Arms across and open back out. Go twice more, and once more, and down. Next, going to give you leg variation. So now with leg extension, I'll try and just mix it up a little bit, just to hopefully keep a little bit of challenge. We're going to show this from the side. I think will work best. Wasn't sure there, but I think I will. I think showing from the side will work best. I sit forward in my chair here. The reason is that will enable me to straighten the legs out more comfortably. Whereas if I sit back, it's hard to straighten out the legs in that position. So I sit forward, straighten the legs, hold on to the side of your chair, the arms of the chair. Place your right foot on top of the left. And I want you to begin lifting that right leg up and down. So keep the right foot on top of the left. And you're just raising that right leg. Try not to just lurch the leg like this and jolt forward. Keep the body fixed. Just work through the leg. Nice controlled raise. So you can kind of end up swinging a bit, but we'll keep our control as we always do. Just nice leg, lift up and down. So the heel separating from the toes of that other foot. Just a different variation, just a different challenge. And we like a little bit of a challenge on a Friday. Let's go twice more. And once more. Back down. Reset. Left foot on top of right. Raising the left leg now. And again, just you'll notice I'm not swinging into the movement. Just keeping the body separate. And just a nice controlled raise of the left leg. So the heel separating from the toes of the bottom foot. It's a good controlled lift up and down. And go twice more. And once more. And down. Okay. Tying in, we're going to keep a very similar setup here. So I'm going to stay in position. Reset, bring the legs out. You're on your heels. Holding on to the side of the chair, and this time you might lean back a little bit, so just to give yourself a bit of support. What I want to do from the outstretched position, I want to lift the right knee in and then pull the left knee in. So right, left, just pull the leg in one at a time. Again, the hip and core very active in this position. I'm leaning back, so I give myself that support. If you are in any way uncomfortable, didn't like this one, I would just sit upright and just turn it into a mark. So don't force it if it didn't feel good to you for any reason. And it's good controlled, strong lift of the knee towards the body from that outstretched position. Go, last couple of times. Do 2 more on each side. And once more. And back in. I'll just walk it back in, reset. Let's take a little breather, rock the feet forward and back. And we're going to try that cluster work again. And that's why I'd like to go in a second time. You can explore. Just try it out that first time and you might say 1 or 2 of those movements, no, not for me, doesn't feel good. Don't be afraid to change. And as I say, you can just explore slowly, see if it works, and then you can build on that. Or just strip it back if it doesn't feel good. So let's go again. Sit tall, forward a little bit. Arms up. Again, I have elbows roughly shoulder height. Cross chest. Open, press. Again, across chest. Open, press. Really nice. A couple of parts to this one. Very much upper body focus. Shoulders really switched on here as well. Cross, open, press. Let's go another couple of times. And we'll think 3 more. Nice good cluster here. And once more. And down. Okay, I'm just going to take that side position to show the work with the legs. So again, I'll sit forward a little bit in the chair. I will straighten the legs out and I'm going to hold on to the side or the arms of the chair here. Right foot placed on left. Raise the right leg. And again, just that I'm not pushing myself forward and back, or there's no kind of propulsion here or bending with the leg lift. Make the leg do the work around that hip. Let's make that part of the body work. Right leg up and down. Heel separates from the toes below. A couple of times. And once more. And down. Reset. Left foot on right. And raise that left leg. So now just the left leg moving. Separating from the toes of that right foot below. Let's go another couple of times, raising that leg. Once more, and down. Okay, just reset. I'm going to go for that outstretched pull back. So your core, your hips active. Hold on to the side of the arms of the chair. Sit back. I like to give myself a bit of support. Legs outstretched. Bring the right knee in. Bring the left knee in. Just pull back one at a time. Knee towards body. Core active, switched on. Hips again, very much active as well. Let's go, a couple of times, 3 more each side, pull back, 2 more, and once more. And down, okay, bring it back in, reset, and then let's just slowly roll the shoulders back. Okay, take a little breather. I'm going to introduce one final little cluster of work. Just check what I have here. I'm going to work a kind of hip movement that we worked on last week. I'd like to work on this one again. And then we have a nice kind of dynamic coordination type movement and just a nice flowing action. And then a little bit of coordination around the hands and wrist. So we'll get into that block of work. Okay, so let's move on. Exactly as I did this one last week. First thing I'm going to do, just open up a little bit of width between the feet. Nothing major, just a little bit of space. I want you to lift your right foot up. I said last week, imagine like it was a nail and I just kind of hammer it down and it's fixed into the knee. So all I can do is move side to side like a pendulum here. So I just go in and then I open out. So the position of the knee, it just allows for the movement, but it doesn't actually move side to side, if that makes sense. My foot just lightly swings one side to the next. And you can imagine the leg of that chair behind me just as like a marker point. So my foot goes just outside and then it comes inside. So I can kind of use that line. Just think control from that hip. Again, it seems like maybe such a simple action, but if we're keeping that knee fixed in position and just allowing that gentle sway side to side, just going to get a really good connection through the hip. And down. So not push that one too hard. Lift or elevate that left foot. Same idea, kind of fixed in position here. And then just gently open out to the side. Return back in. So just that nice controlled sway side to side. Again, you can see that leg of the chair behind me. My foot goes just outside it. Foot crosses the line of the chair and inside. So you're working different positions, different control from the hip. Nice, smooth, side action. Keep as much control as you can, not to allow yourself to swing rapidly and not get any connection. Take this one slow. Think about as much connection around the hip as we can. Once more. And down. Okay. Next, because you're very focused and switched on there. Again, there's a little bit of thinking involved in this one, but a much freer movement. All I want to do is work through the right side first, and then into left. So, or sorry, alternate. But we'll work the right and then the left. So how it looks, tap the right foot and arm, and then the left foot and arm. Just work through the right, work through the left, side to side. If overhead is in any way uncomfortable, just push across instead. Start kind of like just get the feel, the coordination of the movement, working right, working left, and then you can bring a little bit of flow into the action. Really, all I'm thinking of here is just a little coordination. Just alternating right and left, bring a little bit of movement in. As we always say, we like to bring those little increases in intensity, just a little bit more challenge, moving with a little bit more power here. And back down, okay? Very simple and straightforward rather. Next, I want you to bring the arms out. Just want you to lower the hands and then raise the hands. So I flex and extend from the wrists. We'll develop this one further in the second round, but for now, just want to start that first action. Hands up, hands down, keeping my arms straight, so without kind of bending from the elbows. Keep the arms straight, hands up, down. Pause and then twist. Hands up to the ceiling, down to the floor. So just that nice twist again. We'll develop this movement a little bit further, or rather just make it a bit trickier in the second round. And then finally clench the hands and opens. Close, spread. Just separate, spread the fingers apart. And back down. Okay, rest arms down. So let's return. Let's work through the hip, right, left movement, and then we're going to bring a little coordination into some of those hand and wrist movements next. So separate the feet a little bit again, just a little bit of space to work with. Right leg is up, foot off the floor. Again, think your knee in a fixed position here, and it just allows that nice side action, as if like a pendulum here, side to side. But again, ultimately, it is our hip on that side. That's controlling, facilitating, allowing all of this work to happen. Nice controls. Side to side. I try not to swing rapidly. I rather go really slowly and controlled here. Side to side. Just about crossing the leg of that chair on the outside and then crossing back in. Let's go one more time. So more, just not to push this one too hard. Slow and steady. Good control. Rather than doing lots where we lose maybe that connection. Lift the left foot. And again, just that nice controlled action side to side. Foot crosses the line, foot crosses outside. Again, just going to slow, steady, thinking lots of good control from and through that hip. But again, this part here around the knee is in a fixed position. Just takes a little tilt side to side, but it doesn't move physically in the position. Let's go once or twice more. Let's go outside one more time and cross back in. Okay, so very kind of focused, concentrated, and that's why I just followed up with this next one. Just kind of a little bit of freedom on this one. Coordination. Let's begin. Upright, right, left. Work through one side at a time. Right arm up, right leg out. Left arm up, left leg out. So just tap to the side, raise the arm. Again, if you're not liking the overhead, just push across the body instead. Absolutely fine. Might start slow just to get the coordination, the kind of rhythm, the control of the action, and bring a little bit more power in, if you like here. Let's work through another couple of times. And once more, and down. Okay, just going to finish up that little bit of coordination next. So, set up, arms out. Instead of lowering his hands together, I want to do two different actions. I want to lower one hand, raise the other. It doesn't matter which side, but keep the arms straight, outstretched. Raise one hand, lower one hand. So one hand flexes, one hand extends. Just a different action on each side. So again, we're getting a nice movement through the wrist. But again, just a little bit of coordination, a little thinking involved. Down, just rest down a couple of seconds, give the shoulders a little breather. Arms out again. Turn one hand up to the ceiling, one hand is faced down to the floor. Alternate, switch, one hand up, one hand down. And just kind of nice one to nice action, rotation, a little bit of control, and then that alternate movement, one up, one down. And down, reset. Just going to move more directly into the fingers next. Bring the hands out. I'm going to clench the right hand, open the left hand, and then separate. Or alternate rather. One hand opens, one hand closes. So keep it continuous. As one hand opens, the other hand closes. Fingers open, fingers close. Switching. And down. And I'll bring one more into the equation here. So again, just straighten the arms out. Fingers stuck together. What I want to do is separate the fingers of the right hand. So my right hand, the fingers are spread apart. Left hand, they're stuck together. And then swap. Fingers spread, fingers close. Alternate hands. One hand, the fingers separate. The other hand, they close, stick together. Keep the arms outstretched. One hand separate the fingers, other hand close. And just continue to alternate. And back down. Just a nice little challenge at the end here. Okay, so And that's our main blocks of work finished. I'm going to bring us into a cool down, just a couple of minutes on Friday, just so we take a couple of minutes to relax, particularly if we've done a couple of workouts this week. So they're very simple, nice light actions. Just straighten right leg out. If you want to then point the toes forward and away, and then pull the toes back. Reset. I'll straighten my left leg, point the toes forwards, pull the toes back, and return. Right leg, toes forwards, toes back. Left leg, toes forwards, pull back. And then finally, just lift the two legs together. Okay, keep the legs out. 2 feet, pointing toes forward and away. Just going to hold a bit longer this round. And then finally pull those toes back towards yourself. Again, let's hold the position. And relax, rest feet down, okay? Just like to bring my hands together to connect better with the movement personally. Just want to step out with that right leg. Hold for a couple of seconds. Back in. Step out left leg. I'm trying not to really drag the foot along the floor if I can, so that's why I go for that nice big kind of exaggerated step. Back in and out on the left. Finally, I want to lift the two. If you want to do it broken down or the two together, that's fine. I'm just going to break it down like this. Open, hold position. Might be a little stretch in your thigh. Hold for a couple of seconds. Nice straight upright position. And back in. Okay. Now, we'll move it up a little bit. Sit forward a little bit. I know I bring us through that a lot, but I'm just going to open up the space much better. Want to just place one hand on top of the other. Rotate to the right. Hold that position. Rotate over to the left. Hold that position. Over to the right again. And then we're just going to open up that right arm as you go. Back in. Rotate to the left. Open up with that left arm. And do ensure, obviously, that we have space. And maybe you don't have it, maybe you're too close to the wall. Don't worry about the outstretched arm. Over to the right. Opening the arm, space. Over to the left, same idea. Opening up that left arm. Back in. And then just turning the movement we did at the start into a longer hold and stretch. And the chance just going to assess how it feels now. Arms across chest. Pull back. Nice and wide. Nice open position. Chest open. Nice squeeze between shoulder blades. Back down. Let's do that once more. Nice big wide open, chest out, nice squeeze, connection between shoulder blades. And back down. Okay. Let's move up to the shoulders. Let's alternate this one again. So I'm going to do the right side first. Sit tall, and I just want to show the shoulder up, and then back down. And I'm just working through the right side here. Not only am I lifting, but think on the way down as if you had a big heavy weight in your hand that's actively pulling you down. So I'm not relaxed, I'm actively pulling down. Lift up, pull down. And you work slow. Try not to jolt between these positions. You just work really nice and smooth. Explore the range, up, and then actively down. Once more. Same idea for the left. Reset. Lift that left side up. Then again, imagine I had a big heavy weight in my hand that pulls me down. So I'm actively pulling down, I'm not just resting here. Lift up, pull down, go as high as you can. Again, we're not allowing ourselves to rest, we're actively pulling down. So we'll go twice more. And once more. And that's it. Perfect. Now, just bring it all together now. And just take the two shoulders backwards, slowly in circles. Movement will do a lot, but you know, we do find ourselves, I find myself doing more work just at home, sitting more often. So I'm doing a lot more with the shoulders here, just to keep myself, just to get that nice postural movements. So I do touch in on the shoulders a lot, start, end, during the sessions, but really nice to just keep that position open. And then just finish up, forward in circles. Okay, we'll just finish out very slow, relaxed. I want to slowly turn my head to the right. I'm just going to gently exhale. As I return through the middle, just inhale and exhale out to the left. So very simple. Don't, again, just not jolting side to side. I just keep it really light, simple when it comes to the head and neck. So I'm just going to inhale and then lightly exhale. Return through the middle. And lightly exhaling out. Return through the middle, inhale. And lightly exhale. Return through the middle, inhale. Lightly exhale. Once more, inhale, return through the middle. Lightly exhale. And return. Okay, so that's our Friday session complete. Hopefully you're feeling good after the workout. Hopefully you enjoyed the week of workouts. Back on Saturday, 11 o'clock, our mobility and stretch. And we have a full schedule available for next week, 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So have a great weekend. Thanks to everyone on Facebook. And thanks to everyone on YouTube. So well done everyone. Have a nice rest after that. And great work. Marie, Mary, Helen, very welcome. Great stuff, everyone. Thanks very much. Great work.